Hey YouTube, it's Sean with Griffin RC Planes. Well, it's Saturday evening. I hope some of you guys got to go out and fly a little bit. There was zero flying for me, not even flying a kite. The winds were 30 miles an hour plus all day long, consistent. It never let off. It was windy, you could say. Hey, thank you guys for the request. So I got one, actually I got three, but this was probably the most important subject there is, and it's never spoke about ever. I could go to the field tomorrow and ask the first 10 guys that I see, how do they set their fail-safe? And I guarantee 9 of them would say, huh? Myself included. I know about it. I've set them up before in different ways. I see it on the forward programming menu all the time, but I never really pay it much attention. Well, so I did a little digging around, and I've got some demonstrations with my test plane. I've got an AR-610, which is a 6-channel, just a basic receiver. No stabilization, no nothing. You turn it on and it's on. There's no waiting for the dances, there's nothing. It's there. And we'll demonstrate what fail-safe comes with that receiver. And then I currently have a 636 in here with Aero Scout files in it, and I'll show you guys the fail-safe with that. And then a smart receiver. Here's an AR-630. The only fail-safe that comes in the 630 or any of the smart receivers without having to do anything in forward programming is simply the throttle. The throttle will go to 0% if you lose signal. That's what fail-safe is. If you're flying around and something goes wrong and you lost signal, how would the servos and the motor react? I just had to go negotiate with Brutus and get a few more minutes on this video here. You'll get a kick out of his reply. Boosters. Hi. Do you think I could borrow that piggy from you? Would you care if I went and made like one video? Could I just make like one? No videos? How about let me have that piggy? Oh my gosh, it's like he's gonna eat me. Could I have like a little bit of your piggy? Okay. Hey, what do you think about letting me do like 20 minutes of videos? What do you think about that? No? Just like 15 minutes? Doesn't he look horrible, guys? He just looks like a prehistoric dinosaur or something that just wanted to eat my hand. Let me have that piggy. Could I have that piggy? Let me have it. Let me have the piggies. So fail-safe, what's going to happen if you lose signal? With the AR-610, the basic 6-channel receiver, the throttle will go down to 0%, and the servos will just even out, in the middle, and then have no signal going to them at all. So you'll have no throttle, and then it'll just fly straight until it can't fly anymore. The 636. If you're using it from a bind and fly, and you've never hooked it up to the forward or the Spektrum programmer, so it's completely bone stock with default values, and you're utilizing the safe select, the throttle will go down to 0, and all 3 control surfaces will deflect. So that would happen if you lost signal. The minute you gain signal back, you would go right back to where you're at, minus the throttle, because you don't know where your control stick would be. Sometimes they can lose signal and gain it back so fast that you don't even know it. Okay? When you have a transmitter with a screen and you can see the flight log, you can see that it had 30, 40, 60 fades during a flight. A hold is a complete loss of signal. A fade is just a blink real quick. Then With the AR636, you can connect it to the Spektrum programmer, and you can go down to failsafe and surface setup, I believe it is, and you can change it from the control surfaces to deflect at failsafe in the safe select part, or you can change it to hold last position, or you can change it to your preset. And the preset is how you bound it. So if you were turning right all the way, or a full right aileron, a full left rudder, and a full down elevator, and you bound it like that, then the throttle would go to 0, and all those control surfaces will move just like you had bound it. So I've got demonstrations on all that, and I'm going to go a step further and continue on some more learning. And with the forward programming, I'm going to try to get several more demonstrations after I do a little bit more learning. And it's kind of hard to film the screen of the transmitter, so I'm still working on that. All right, check these demonstrations out on the test plane. Okay, the Spektrum AR610 is a basic 6-channel receiver, no longer available from Spektrum, but a good basic receiver. No stabilization, no nothing. The very basic fail-safe. Once again, what is fail-safe? If your receiver loses signal, how is the plane going to react with no signal? So for this demonstration, I'm going to turn on my transmitter. And this servo up front with the little blue flag on it is going to represent our throttle. Down level here is going to be no throttle. Standing straight up is full throttle. Okay, right now throttle sticks down, everything is centered. I have a battery pack and a switch here, and I'm going to turn it on. It's bound that quick with no AS3X or safe select. It turns on, instantly. So the servo in the front with the blue flag is the throttle. So we're at full throttle and we're flying, and we lose signal by turning off the transmitter. And the throttle goes down to 0. That is the only fail-safe you get with the AR610. AR636 that I'm going to demonstrate the fail-safe with. On my demonstration foam board plane, the servo right here in the front with the little flag on it represents the throttle. Alright, here is a transmitter. I have a bind plug in a little extension right here. Turn it like this so you can see the receiver flashing, I hope. Alright, so we are going to power on the receiver, pull the bind plug out, hold the bind button down, power on the transmitter.
Binding. DSMX. 22 milliseconds. Telemetry. Bind complete.
Alright. Let it go through its dances. There's the elevator, ailerons, the rudder, and here's our throttle. Alright, we're flying at full speed. We lose signal, so we need the fail-safe to kick in, I'm going to turn off the transmitter that represents losing signal. And watch what happens. The throttle goes down to nothing. That is the fail-safe that will come just bone stock. You don't have to do anything. Alright, let's go through this process again in a different order. I have created a mix. The mix is a throttle cut and 40% aileron and 40% elevator. So there's throttle cut and 40% and 40%. Watch what happens. Power on, bind plug, bind button, turning on transmitter.
Binding. Bind failed.
And we failed. We were too close. Let's do it again. If you are too close, it won't bind. It says several feet, and I don't have that right now, so we're going to try it this way again. Power on, bind plug out, bind button down, turn on transmitter.
Binding. DSMX. 22 milliseconds. Telemetry.
Alright,
Bind complete.
let it go through its dances. Alright, so look how I bound it. I bound it with my mix. Throttle was cut, 40% elevator, 40% aileron was how it got bound. Okay, so we're flying, we're at full throttle, and we lose our signal. And the fail-safe is how you bound it. So, if you bind it with your landing gear down, then the landing gear is going to drop. If you bind it with your flaps down or up or in the middle, however you bound it is how the fail-safe will work if you lose reception. With that being said, off to the computer we go. Here's my test plane. We're back at my computer. We've got the Spektrum USB program cable, and it's plugged into the computer. So we just did the demonstration how we bound the 636 with the mix I had with 40% elevator and aileron. And you can make that mix turn into the left with down elevator or right with down, or however you want to make it. Now, I haven't connected the receiver to the computer yet, but what I did in the Spektrum programmer to be able to do that was I went over here to port assignment and failsafe, and over here safe was checked. That's how it's going to come if you are using a 636 that you bought as a bind and fly, or you set it up yourself. That it comes default set to safe. So your fail safe if you lose reception is as follows. The throttle is at your preset. You have to bind it at low throttle or it won't bind. So there's your preset. And the default is safe for the aileron, elevator, and rudder. So if your plane was upside down, the safe would be kicking in. It'd be full deflection, ailerons, elevator, to right yourself up, and rudder. What it's saying is it's going to do safe in all the directions. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. You never know if you're going to lose reception? And if you do, how's the plane going to react? In this case, if you lost reception and safe kicked in, the plane's going to spiral, hopefully, most likely, slowly straight down. You know, that way it doesn't fly off. So you would need your Spektrum USB program cable, your Spektrum programmer app, and if you wanted to do away with safe reacting as a failsafe, you would just go over here and click presets. Or you can click hold. That's hold the last position. If you were turning right at 85%, then that's what the servos would do. They would do exactly what you were doing when you lost reception. You know, that who knows that having a hold last position could be exactly what you needed. You know, if you were turning left and you lost reception, then it would continue to turn left as it, you know, went down to the ground a little bit. But if you were diving up, you know, and then you lost reception, then the plane would stall. So I guess the best two options would be preset, and then you figure out where you want it to fail safe, just like we demonstrated, or the default of safe. So we're going to default it in safe right now for a demonstration. I'm going to go ahead and power the 636. And it says, do you want to use the device settings or the computer settings? Now we're going to use the computer because it was on presets. So we'll just use the computer. It has now changed it to throttle, preset value, gear, and auxiliary 1, a preset, and then your 3 control surfaces are in the safe. So let's go back to my workshop, put this on the table and see what it does differently. Alright, we're back from the computer. We just changed it back to the default settings from like a bind and fly, or if you have set up safe select. So we're powering on the receiver, pulling out the bind plug, got the bind button, and powering on the transmitter. Hopefully we're not too close this time.
Binding. DSMX. 22 milliseconds.
Sounds like we're good.
Telemetry. Bind complete.
All right. Let it go through its stuff there. All right, we're flying around. There's our throttle, the little flag there. You can hear our gyro going. I don't know if safe is it turned on or not. Switch. There's safe select. And that should be, that's no safe select, that's only the gyro. So we're flying, we're at full blast, and we lose signal. And now the throttle dies and it goes into full safe. That is how the fail safe happens on a default bind and fly with safe select. Well, I hope those demonstrations have came in handy and maybe helped somebody out a little bit. It sure kind of perked up my interest to it a little bit, so thank you. I really appreciate that. Hey guys, we're like 4 to 5 away from 100. That's really, really cool. Awesome. I got a couple more videos coming for Sunday that might not get uploaded until Monday early morning. But so be on the lookout for those. I'm going to try to go flying tomorrow on Sunday. The weatherman looks like the winds are going to be calm enough to do that. So if I go, I'll try to get some more footage, a little bit of better footage this go around. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you've gotten a little bit of entertainment or any of these videos have helped you out a little bit, click the like button And then leave me a comment with a suggestion. I need ideas on what you guys want to see. I'm getting a bunch of them, and they're really coming in handy and working out. So thank you so much. All right, guys. Hey, until next time, you'll see me here.